This is Google's Pixel 6 Pro, released back in October of 2021, and for $200, I think it might be the best phone you can get on the second-hand market. Despite it being a boring slab, the design definitely stands out with its distinctive black camera visor, especially when paired with brighter colors like Clearly White or Sorta Sunny. The phone is a glass sandwich with Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus protection both on the back glass and the display, which at the time was their flagship drop and scratch-resistant glass for a smartphone. And the Pixel's frame is also made out of shiny aluminum. It doesn't feel heavy because it weighs only 210 grams, and thanks to its rounded corners, it feels comfortable to use despite of its larger size. The display is a curved-edge 6.7-inch 1440p AMOLED with a 120Hz variable refresh rate, which is capable of going down to 10Hz in order to preserve battery. The image quality is sharp with a pixel density of 512 pixels per inch, the colors are vibrant, and it also supports viewing HDR10 content. Sunlight legibility is alright as long as you don't use it in direct sun. I mean, it definitely exceeds my expectations for a flagship panel. It also has an under-display optical fingerprint sensor which is quite accurate, although sometimes it feels a little slow. The Pixel is equipped with a triple camera setup consisting of a 50MP wide camera, a 48MP telephoto camera capable of 4x optical zoom and 20x digital zoom, and a 12MP ultra-wide camera. You also get a laser autofocus and a dual LED flashlight, and on the front you get a 11MP ultra-wide selfie camera. For $200 you're getting great camera performance with daylight stills looking sharp and vibrant, and the low-light camera performance is pretty good too. Anyway, it's also capable of recording video at 4K 60fps if you're into having crispy and smooth footage. Out of the box, you'll be greeted with a stock Android experience with some Pixel goodies baked into the operating system, one of my favorites being Now Playing, which tells you what songs are playing in the background, or Circle to search, but that one is not really a Pixel exclusive feature. The software feels smooth thanks to the 120Hz display, and Google's great optimization on what is a 4-year-old phone leads to an experience without any noticeable stutter. I mean, it's genuinely impressive how well the Pixel 6 Pro still performs. It's also going to receive updates until October of 2026, which means that most likely we will end up seeing Android 17 available for this phone. I haven't experienced the Google Tensor G1 SoC running hot during general phone usage, and thanks to 12GB of RAM, you won't experience apps closing in background very often. The Pixel can also be equipped with 128, 256 or 512GB of storage, however, most of the units on the second-hand market tend to have 128GB of storage. There's no microSD card expandability, so it's a good idea to hunt down a unit with a higher capacity if you plan on storing lots of data on the phone. I'm not really a mobile gamer, so this video may not be the best example of the device's gaming capabilities, but I tried a couple games and they seem to run fine. Fall Guys runs smoothly and is absolutely playable, and the same thing can be said for the Bedrock version of Minecraft. Using Podev Launcher from the Play Store, I was able to launch the Java version of Minecraft, and as long as you're running on lower settings, it's a playable experience. PSP emulation works great on the Pixel, and I was able to enjoy Gran Turismo without any lag either. This phone will play most games perfectly fine compared to something like a brand new Galaxy A16, which also fits the $200 budget. Benchmarks wise, my Pixel 6 Pro was able to score up to 3.5K multi-core in Geekbench 6, and it got a score of 5952 on 3DMark's Wildlife benchmark. The phone is powered by a 5003 mAh battery, which from my experience it will get 5 hours of screen on time without any issues. It may be lower than that if you use 5G very often, but if you stick to Wi-Fi only usage, you should be able to get 6 hours or more out of the battery. Using a battery in Shizuku, you're able to access the battery's data and see the health and cycle count, which is a useful thing to check when you're buying a used phone. The Pixel supports Power Delivery 3.0 wired charging up to 23 watts and works with wireless chargers, and also supports reverse wireless charging using battery share. As I mentioned before, the Pixel does support 5G connectivity with millimeter wave being available on US, Australian and Japanese units, and is capable of connecting to Wi-Fi 6E networks. Also, the speakers sound great. They're capable of being loud and clear, and they pump out some decent bass too. Of course, if this phone sounds so good, there must be some downsides to match the $200 price, right? Well, the Exynos 5123 modem tends to run hot and drain battery if you're using 5G often, but also has a tendency of being unstable with cellular reception. It often leads to a loss of service in areas where other phones stay connected fine, and the Pixel also has a tendency of refusing to reconnect. As long as you're living in an area with great signal reception, you should be fine. Standby performance seems to be a bit poor on my Pixel at least, because I tend to drop around 20% after 12 hours or so of not using the device. If you're looking for something with great cameras and smooth software, for 200 bucks, this is by far one of the best phones you can get used. The sheer value this phone provides for the price is astonishing, and if you buy one of these, I am sure you won't regret your purchase, as long as you're fine with the finicky modem these phones have. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you all next time.